everyone. Welcome to Elevate with C&M Coaching. My name is Maggie, and today I want to take a second to talk a little bit about customer service. So, I actually have a couple of very recent examples that happened to me that I found rather frustrating. But the one I want to talk about today is I took my vehicle in to have a key programmed. I bought a pre owned vehicle and it only came with one key. We needed a second key for obvious reasons. So, when I called to make the appointment, they were awesome. They had great phone skills, they were friendly, they got me in a reasonable time, they worked with me, everything was great. I drive an hour to get to the dealership, and I get there, and my GPS says, "You have arrived." And I'm looking around and I'm going, "I have? I, I don't see the dealership anywhere." And so I pull over and kind of double check to make sure I put in the right address and that it wasn't sending me somewhere else. Sure enough, I got the right address in and I'm looking around and I'm going, where am I supposed to go? So I make a U turn, drive back around. There is a teeny tiny little sign at the top of the garage door that says Volkswagen. I thought, okay, here we are. Made it to the right place, right? So I park my car, I get out, I go inside, and there is no one around. There's no signage, there's no like regular old desk that you check into, and there's also no people around. So I walk all the way over to the cashier area, which was the only signage I could find. And I get to the cashier area, and there's a lady sitting there, and I said, "Where do I check in for service?" And she looked at me like I had asked her what tonight's winning lottery numbers were. She was a deer in headlights. She had no idea what to do. And I said, "I'm trying to get my vehicle checked in for service. I don't know where to go, and there's no one at any of these desks over here. Where do I go?" And she turns to the people behind her and says, "I don't understand what she's asking." So then someone in a business suit, I'm guessing a salesperson, comes from around the desk and says, "I'll show you where you need to go." So he walks me over there and there's no people around. He goes, "Well, there's supposed to be some people sitting here." Finally, we get checked in and I tell them who I am and what I'm here for, and they go, "Oh, well, you just need to pull your car in." So I go back to the parking lot. It's now been like 15 minutes since I've gotten there and drive into the garage. Now, the reason that I tell you this entire story is because wouldn't it have made more sense for the service advisor who scheduled my visit to say to me at the end of the call, "Now, when you get here, the signage is a little bit tricky. You know, you're going to see the sign for the Mercedes-Benz store. We are directly behind them. When you get here, just pull up to the drive. The garage door will open automatically. Pull into the first available spot. You'll see some desks on the right. You can come right inside and check in, and we'll be happy to get you on your way and get your key programmed." I mean, wouldn't that have made more sense than me aimlessly wandering around, parking my car, only to find out that I should have pulled it into the garage in the first place? And you would think that that would be the end of the disaster that occurred, but it wasn't. So they told me it would take anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour to have the key programmed. An hour and 45 minutes later, I'm still sitting there. So I pick up my phone because the waiting room at this dealership was across the way. It wasn't close to where, the service advisor was. So I call. He answers the phone and says, "Let me go see how your vehicle is doing." At this point, it's been plenty of time to program the key. I sit on hold for 9 minutes before he comes back to the phone, thanks me for holding, and tells me it'll be another 20 before the key is ready. So, the moral of the story here, guys, is that when it comes to customer service and just planning things, think about how you want to recap your conversation at the end of the call. It doesn't matter what type of business you have. Set that expectation for your customers. No one wants to go somewhere and have no idea where to go or who to check in with or where they should park, especially if it's for service. But even just think about like a doctor's office. I mean, hospitals are huge. Give them examples of where to go, give them some direction, and just kind of recap the expectations at the end. And then ultimately, if you're going to be leaving somebody on hold for a significant period of time, the best thing that you can do is come back from hold after about 60 seconds. If you still don't have the answer the customer needs, come back from hold, apologize, let the customer know, you know what, it's going to be several minutes. I really can't say how long I might need to leave you on hold. Here's what I can do. I can keep you on hold, or I can call you back when I have the answer. Might take me 5 to 10 minutes. That's better than leaving someone sitting on hold hearing the same commercial repeated over and over and over for 9 minutes. And ultimately, in the end, it ended up being really a 30-minute wait because I spent 9 of it on hold before he came back, and then I had to wait another 20 before the vehicle was actually ready. So, overall, did I leave there thinking this is a 5-star review? No, not really, because I wish that during my first experience, which was wonderful, that I would have been given proper direction on what to do and where to go when I arrived so that I wasn't scrambling around, uncomfortably looking for someone to help me, only to sit there for double the amount of time I was quoted, only to call while I'm in the waiting room to be put on hold for 9 minutes. So, you know, definitely pay attention to what's happening to your customers on the phone. Make sure that whenever you're handling any type of phone call, regardless of what it is, that the customer service is top notch, and prepare your customers for what they may need to know when they arrive to your place of business so that there are no surprises and everyone feels comfortable and they do leave feeling like, you know what, you deserve those 5 stars.